Elternzeit, parental leave. If you're an employee in Germany and you're having a child, then you are entitled to parental leave. So as a dad or a dad-to-be, you are entitled to parental leave starting the date of birth of your child. As a mother, it's a bit different because your parental leave starts after your maternity leave. We also have a video on that coming up here on this channel. Every parent in Germany can claim up to 24 months of parental leave. You can split the parental leave between both parents, and you can also split the parental leave in 3 different time periods or even more if your employer agrees to this. That's up to you. During the parental leave, you don't have to work, but you also have the option to simply reduce your work hours instead of taking the entire time off. Your employer does not have to give its consent to your parental leave. There are some exceptions in place, of course. For instance, if your child is older than 3 years and if your employer is going through an extraordinary setup, for instance, with financial struggles, then there is an option for the employer to reject this. But in general, your employer does not have an option to refuse parental leave. While you take parental leave, your employment contract remains effective, meaning when you return after your parental leave, you have the right to return to your old position and also to the work hours that were originally agreed upon in your work contract. If you want to take parental leave, you have to inform your employer 7 weeks in advance in writing. So to inform your employer, an informal written notice is sufficient, but it has to take place 7 weeks before you're planning to take your parental leave. If your child is older than 3 years, then the notification period is 13 weeks, so it's a bit longer. So if your child has not been born yet, you don't know exactly when that's going to happen, right? Usually this is not something you can plan on. In that case, do inform your employer about the expected date of birth and do also inform your employer that you are planning to take parental leave from the day your child is born. In addition, your notification to your employer should also include information on the length of your planned parental leave and also the time periods if you are planning to split it into different time periods. So if you hand in this notification, as I said, the consent of your employer is not required, but it's still good to get a confirmation. I would always make sure that you get this in writing somewhere. Another really important thing to note is that parental leave is an unpaid leave, meaning you will not get salary by your employer during this time. But Germany offers a lot of financial benefits for parents. So for instance, we have a parental allowance. That is a kind of financial support that is paid to parents for 12 months or longer after the birth of their child. And it ranges between 300 euros to up to 1,800 euros a month, depending on the average income you had in the 12 months before your child was born. This financial support is called Elterngeld, and very often people mix up Elternzeit, parental leave, and Elterngeld, so the parental allowance. So if you're planning to apply for Elterngeld, which is the parental allowance, then make sure that you use the right terms. There's a lot of information about this online. It's a very bureaucratic process, but I think it's definitely worth it since it will help you take care of your family in the first year after your child was born. So these are 2 separate things, just keep that in mind. If you're planning on taking parental leave, then do inform your employer about it. And of course, in most cases, people who take parental leave also apply for parental allowance. So this is something that's closely linked to each other, but the terms are often confused.